Welcome to Masterpiece Tarot. Here you'll find timeless messages to guide your soul's awakening. If you're here, trust. You are meant to be. You can support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. These help support my mission of creating more peace on Earth. Okay, collective, welcome in. I have a little time today before I have to go to work, so I thought I would do a message. This will be a general message. Let's see what it is that Spirit would like to share today. Spirit, thank you for using me as a channel to bring through these messages for the highest good of the collective. What messages do you have to share with us today, Spirit? Please and thank you. A message for the collective. This is a message of forgiveness. A message of forgiveness. Okay? Spirit, what is it that you would like to share with us regarding forgiveness? Please and thank you, Spirit. A message of forgiveness. What do you have for us today, Spirit? We'll cut the deck and we'll jump right in. Okay. Message of forgiveness. What you got, Spirit? The Emperor. Okay. We have a leader. This might be you, collective. You might be embodying Emperor energy. This is somebody who has mastered all four suits. There's an opportunity here that relates to a feeling of apathy. Okay. So this might be something that you're feeling at the moment. There may be a sense of reluctance on your part to want to move ahead with something, to want to take action on something. And it could have to do with the emotions. It could have to do with love. It's a challenge. Nine of Cups. So this is somebody in, who's feeling fulfilled. They're also feeling, there could be a challenge in that, in the Nine of Cups is sort of not quite the antithesis of the Four of Cups, but this is somebody who's really embracing the energy of the cups. They've got 9, almost 10. So this might somehow be something that you're striving towards at this time. You might be looking to, increase that feeling of fulfillment in your life at this time. And there's something that's getting in the way. It might be, the goal itself. Sometimes we can get in our own way. We'll have to see what that's about and what's the action to take here. Magician. Yeah, start manifesting. Okay, this will be interesting. Let's see what messages Spirit has for this here. Let's use these guys. Spirit, please clarify the Emperor for us. Who's the Emperor? What's going on with this Emperor? What can we know about this Emperor energy? This might be you, collective. This might be somebody around you. This may be you. This may be somebody needing forgiveness at this time. Or, searching for a path toward reconciliation. When I see the word forgiveness, I think reconciliation. Okay, we've got a 7 of Swords. The 3 of Swords and the Star. Okay, yeah. Either you or somebody around you is needing forgiveness at this time. This could be somebody who is a boss. This might be somebody who has, a pretty high position of leadership. They might have many people, who they oversee. They might be like the big boss, right? Be like a regional manager versus managers at the state level or something. You know what I'm saying? So this is an Emperor who, this could be you or this could be somebody in your orbit, collective. This is somebody who's broken their own heart, it seems to me, and they're really in need of some healing at this time. It's like they might have been, either you or this person might have been, you know, you know, engaging in, I want to say actions, but it's almost like efforts. They've been engaging in methods, let's say methods, that have been not completely on the up and up. And as a result of that, they've hurt themselves, okay? You or another. And there is, at this time, some need for healing, okay? So this might be the kind of thing where, if this is resonating for you so far, like if you have done something that you know has been deceptive, it might be that you're needing to forgive yourself. If you are somebody who feels that you've been affected by somebody who's been behaving in this way, collective, you may be needing to have forgiveness towards this person. Now, when we say forgiveness, it doesn't mean reconciliation necessarily. Forgiveness means, you know, it's certainly not excusing behavior, right? But it is, you know, finding it within yourself to, it's kind of like taking the high road, but I mean, we all kind of know what forgiveness is, but it's a sense that you are giving understanding in advance, you know, whether they apologize or not. You are holding compassion for this person in a way that says to yourself something along the lines of, I understand that you're human. I can understand even your motivations. It's not the same as I excuse what you did, but it is saying, I'm willing to try to see it from your perspective and understand and let it go. I'm willing to not hold a grudge. I'm willing to move ahead, okay? I'm willing to release this, to recognize that whatever this is yours. Or if you're this person, if it's you that you're forgiving, you know, having self-compassion for yourself. Now, if it is yourself, then I would say there's another step, and that is, you know, really examining whether this would warrant changed behavior on your part, okay? I think a lot of times, you know, if you have done something deceptive and you've broken your own heart and you're needing healing, one path to that healing is through forgiveness, but then beyond that, there's a examination, a deeper examination of your motives, how maybe what you've done has the potential to not affect necessarily a positive outcome for yourself, if that's where your focus was, but looking beyond the self to how that might impact others, what that might mean, and then asking yourself, am I willing to change my behavior or even like take corrective action? Okay, so it kind of depends on whether this is you, collective, needing to forgive yourself, or whether this is that somebody has wronged you in some way, okay? Somebody in a position of power. So there's an opportunity. So what's the Four of Cups? Why is this an opportunity, this holding back? Ten of Pentacles, an Eight of Pentacles, and Judgment. Okay, let's see. So let's read this as if it was you, that you are the Emperor. Okay. Following along with what we just said, if this is you that's done something deceptive and who's broken your own heart, then, you know, holding back at this time, okay, and looking at maybe what it is that you have achieved, okay, looking at the abundance maybe that you have, and thinking about the work that you've put in to get there. And what I'm noticing is that the 10 goes down to an 8. Okay, so there's a sense that, you know, if you are this Emperor, that you may be considering accepting less. Okay, so if you're going along that path and you decide, and you get to the point where you're going to reconsider how you're moving, it might mean settling for a little less than the 10. It might mean settling for the 8. Why? maybe because it's more aligned with you morally. And here we have the divine calling judgment. Okay, this person is having an awakening in the judgment card. They may be realizing that there was something unfair or unbalanced here. And this awakening, or this judgment card, kind of represents this opportunity for healing. Okay, so to me, she does look a little apathetic here in the Four of Cups, but there's also an opportunity in here to do some reflecting, right? To think about things, maybe, to slow down before grabbing another cup. You know, you may already have the Ten of Pentacles, but now, because you've broken your own heart, you're maybe rethinking things as you go through this period of awakening. Now, if you're the person, you know, if collective, you feel that you've been wronged, again, you might be reluctant to want to accept a cup, you know, recognizing that you want to feel fulfilled and abundant in your life, recognizing that you're still working away, working hard, and trusting in the divine to guide you to where it is that you are meant to be. All right. So I think the opportunity here is, whoever you are here, is to trust in the divine, understand that forgiveness is a choice, but that certainly forgiveness is a path to awakening and healing, okay, wherever you find yourself within this dynamic. Why is the Nine of Cups a challenge here? All right, Six of Pentacles, a Three of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, if you're the Emperor, okay, you may be, you know, normally sitting in this kind of Nine of Cups. You have everything you need. You're quite autonomous in how you move around in the world. You don't really necessarily have to answer to anybody except maybe the higher power. But there's a sense here of needing balance with the Six of Pentacles. Needing balance, why? Because you want the community to be happy. You want the people in your kingdom to feel good. You want there to be a sense of cohesiveness and celebration and goodwill and collaboration, healthy collaboration. You want people to come together rather than fight. You don't want people fighting. So, you know, as the Wheel of Karma turns, you might feel challenged by, you know, what it's going to take to balance the scales here. It might be challenging. Okay. Now, if you are the one that's, you know, needing to forgive somebody who's wronged you in some way, it might be challenging. You know, there's a contrast between the single person who has this fulfillment and this collaboration. And so there might be a sense that, you know, what's happened, you have a perception that it has been unfair. And there's maybe a need to balance your own thinking at this time. You know, we have the judgment and the healing. So both of these are sort of tapping into the divine here. And so there's a sense in a way that, you know, you may benefit from adjusting how you're thinking about the situation. Okay, because it's almost like there's an opportunity as these scales balance to see this as an opportunity for growth and transformation, or to see yourself as a victim. And I think the challenge here is to see this whatever has happened, whatever betrayal is needing forgiveness, I think the challenge may be seeing this as an opportunity for growth, for reconciliation with the Three of Cups. There may also be a challenge to get out of your ego and allow this karmic wheel to turn in your favor. Let the divine, the universe, turn that wheel. Sometimes I think when we feel victimized, we want to force the wheel to turn in some way. So there is a need to surrender and allow justice, in a way, to take shape, however it's going to. Okay, the universe will balance things out. And the action is the magician. And so this is sort of in contrast to what we were just saying. You know, we were just saying that one of the challenges is surrendering to the divine's will in the matter, wherever you find yourself, whether you're the emperor or whether this emperor is somebody in your life. And so sitting in the energy of magician, this is the action to take. Let's see what Spirit has to say about it. This is really interesting here. So we have a Seven of Pentacles. We have a Ten of Swords. Wow, and a Four of Wands. That's the stable foundation, the union, the marriage. Okay, so I think what we're seeing here, the message here is actually really clear. Okay, when you go about manifesting whatever it is that you're going to, whether you're the emperor and you're trying to maybe do the right things, or maybe you're trying to unbreak your own heart somehow, balance those scales, or whether you're the person needing to forgive another, the Seven of Pentacles here indicates keep cultivating that forgiveness. Keep cultivating it, but be aware. You have a choice here. You can move toward something painful, or you can move towards something very healing with the Four of Wands. You have a choice how you're going to advance beyond this moment. Okay, you have the power as the magician to create or cultivate a ending, okay, with a Ten of Swords. The tens are endings or completions. How you're going to cultivate a completion to this cycle of betrayal, of, you know, where there may have been a deception. You can choose, I'm going to say, reconciliation, stability, balance. It doesn't have to be reconciliation. That's not in this card. But there is an opportunity in some cases that that's what this might look like. The 1111 card. You know, once we reach a Ten of Swords, the next step on this cycle is starting over. No more swords. They're all going to come out. You can take them all out if you want, whatever, but you can't take them out once they're in. But you can choose to have a new start. Okay, you can start with a clean slate. Maybe you decide you're not going to put those 10 swords if you're the one that's deceived another, or maybe you decide you're going to get up and not be a victim, and you're going to cultivate your happiness, your stability. All right. So let's get 3 final cards here. Oops, I want to use the lights here. Let's keep going with this one. Yeah, so, yeah, I would say here with I think this is a message about wielding your power, okay? Whether you're somebody who holds a lot of power, or somebody who finds yourself in a position where others have power over you, forgiveness is available and necessary, no matter where you find yourself after a deception. Okay. The opportunity is to use restraint to try to, you know, think about, take a pause, think about what's happened. Consider the importance of balance, especially if whatever's happened has thrown you off balance. If you're in a victim mentality, or if you're in a king of the hill, now I have power over. Consider the karma, the karmic repercussions of either of those. Find a way to balance that out. Usually it starts with in the mind. Okay, and then step into your manifestation power. Cultivate any changes that you want to see that would be beneficial, that would shift a pattern that is not serving your highest good. We have the Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. I see we have the Two of Cups here. Okay, yeah, so we're just saying, take a pause, try to see things from a different perspective. We have a Seven of Wands. Okay, be strong in your position. It's okay to fight for what you believe. And we have the King of Cups. And do it with love. Okay, be a master of your own heart. Realize that your heart is your center. When you move from your center, guess what? You stay centered. That is where your power is. They say love is the most powerful force in the universe, and it is at the center of your energy system, your chakra system. So this is words of wisdom on, the path forward after a deception. Okay, you don't need to sit in a broken heart. There are things to do, attitudes to cultivate. Ultimately, you're going to decide whether you're going to recover in style or flounder after. Okay, all right, collective, that's your reading. Hope it was helpful. Bye for now.